All right. I'd like to welcome Casey Lynn. How you doing, brother?
Good, man. Thanks for doing this, and it's nice to finally see you in person. We've only talked on the phone, so
I
it's
know.
cool to see the face.
Yeah, no kidding. We've been talking a lot, and yeah, since our podcast is just audio, a lot of people don't really, we kind of been trying to lay low. I think on purpose. So
Yeah.
much criticism on the internet. It's like,
Well, and a lot of the podcast stuff too, it can get a little because I listen to a lot of podcasts. It get a little overwhelming. You got the audio version and then the video version, and then on the audio version, they're saying, well, if you're not watching the video version, this just went on. So it's kind of like it seems like if they're like the more popular ones, there's always a component of each. So it's like it
oh
can be a
yeah,
little much.
yeah, I know. And then which drives me crazy. Then you get all the shorts. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
here's clips from the here's a gazillion clips, and we get that all the time. People trying to get us, hey, we'll make clips out of here, and we'll do this, and we'll promote it. And we've just been like, nah, we'll just lay low, under the radar, and if people find us, they find us.
Well, yeah, and I think that's like one of the things that has kept me listening to you guys for so long. And you're really the only triathlon podcast I listen to. It's just the simplicity of it. Like the other ones, I've tried other ones, and it's just some of them are like it's like doing a workout. It's like so much information and so much like data and I don't know. I mean, I enjoy the data somewhat, but I more enjoy just listening to the two of you guys talk. Like two friends talking about two knowledgeable friends talking about their experiences and what they think and how they feel about, the sport. And yeah, it's your format is awesome. I love it.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
change it.
All right, I
You know?
appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, we just kind of talk about stuff that's on our mind and have a, hopefully an interesting conversation. And I think that that's sort of what we're doing here. Is that we were talking beforehand about how I just think triathletes like getting other people's perspective and stories because there is so much to kind of, everybody does it different and there's so many other possibilities. And we can talk about, shit till we're blue in the face on that podcast, but still, there's other people out there that are going through it. And, you gotta do the work. And then when you're doing the work, you got to understand what you're doing, and
Yeah.
it's like, that's kind of been my new motto, by the way. So yeah, let's just start. You're up in Canada.
I'm in actually no, I'm in the Pacific Northwest. I'm
Oh,
in
that's right. I'm sorry.
Washington.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
you go into Canada occasionally.
Yeah, sometimes. I think where it's a little bit confusing is the town I live in is called Vancouver, Washington, and there's
Yeah,
also Vancouver,
Vancouver.
BC.
That's where I got confused.
Yeah. So no worries. There's where I live is basically right on the Oregon-Washington border. It's like Southwest Washington. I'm originally from Portland, Oregon.
Mhm.
Moved up here a while back. And yeah, I live here. I live. Let me see my notes here.
You live
I live I have two dogs. I'm a single dude. I work in the manufacturing sector. I work for a robotics company. I'm the manufacturing supervisor, just manufacturing flow on the floor every day. I run that. And aside from triathlon, I have a couple of kind of nerdy hobbies. I play Dungeons and Dragons with my friends from time to time.
all right. Well,
And the guy I train with a lot is actually my best friend, and he's in the group too. And I like to play and collect retro video games, old Nintendo stuff like that. And you and I have chatted. I also play drums in a classic rock cover band. We do all different kinds of, mostly 70s and 80s stuff,
yeah,
some 90s, but we're trying to stay on the older side of things.
yeah, that's
So
awesome. Yeah,
yeah.
you're trying to ask me if I could help you learn Barracuda. I think at one point
It's a tough
you
one.
figured it out, right?
I did. Yeah, it was a project. You're all of the things that you talk about with regard, like you make the parallel between training and drumming and the repetition. It's so true. And there are some certain things that Barracuda has this bass drum pattern that since I started playing drums and taking lessons,
Mhm.
it's always been a problem for me. And so it just really took me triathlon again, like parallel, like slowing it down and doing that bass drum pattern slowly over and then ratcheting up the speed till I could do it to where it was accurate with the song. So I got it. It took that song took me probably the better part of the summer to be. I could play the song, but to play
Right.
it the right way, you
Right.
know.
Yeah.
So
It's not like, is it like, because I always had trouble with the upbeats on the kick drum.
yeah,
I
it
but
is.
I think I'm
Yeah,
trying to
it
remember
is.
that song. Is it like just multiple? There's a lot of kick
It's a
action,
lot
right?
of kick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of kick. And there's some like time, like modulation things going on, but that was the main thing for me. Um, and yeah, so I got it. It's cool. We're gonna play it eventually. Now everybody else in the band has to learn it, so that'll
Right.
be a whole other challenge. And learning it together, of course.
Yeah. I was just talking to another athlete. He's a drummer as well. He lives out in Portland.
Hmm,
So there you go. Um, but I was telling him that I've been watching these what's his name? J.R. Robinson videos, interviews. You know who he is.
okay. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
That dude is interesting, man. He's
Yeah.
played on like 10,000 hits, studio drummer. But
Yeah.
wow. Anyway, sidebar.
Yeah, for sure. We could talk about that for the whole time, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I had a video series once called The Psychology of Drumming
that's cool.
when I
Yeah.
lived in Nashville. Yeah. And it was just a spoofy thing. And like drummers used to hate on it, man. They're like, who's this clown? Because I wasn't even really a drummer and I'm doing it in Music City. But
Well, I don't know. Sorry, I interrupted you, but yeah, I people who are, yeah, music snobs always never really did it for me. Yeah, whatever.
yeah,
That's
well,
a whole other topic.
yeah, it really is. All right. I guess I put that up too late, but that was sort of your professional life and your passions. Um, so
Yeah.
uh so yeah, let's get into this. When did you get into triathlon? Because that's really what we're kind of
Okay.
talking about.
Yeah.
What's your story from the first race beginning?
Mhm. So I had a friend. I still have a friend. We're not as close anymore, but she did her first 70.3 in the summer of 2019. Actually, she did it in Lake Victoria, in British Columbia.
Okay.
And at the time, we were very good friends, and we talk all the time. And I was, not with her. I wasn't training with her, but I was able to experience her whole training from her whole experience training for it. She started around January, and the race was in, I think, the middle of June. So yeah, she would talk about it, and what she was doing, and her bike rides, and where she was going, and where she was running, and all the different things. She kind of just did it on her own.
Mm,
She was a very good swimmer, so that really wasn't. I know that's a lot of people's that issue. Triathlon, you get into it, and everybody's not doesn't know how to swim or isn't super comfortable, so that wasn't really an issue for her. But she hated running, so she had to really push herself through that. Anyways, she did the race, and I kind of saw the transformation of her in between. She wasn't always a super active person, but from being an active person to like getting in basically the best shape of her life. She had a great time during the race. She did it with one of her friends. And during that process, she kind of had been harassing me about getting into swimming forever. Because I was a gym rat guy,
right.
my gym routine really used to just consist of like these kind of CrossFitish workouts that I'd make up myself, and it was a challenging. I'd challenge myself, and so I got into swimming about that the spring while she was doing her training, and it was really hard. It was like something. I'm an athletic person, usually able to pick any sport up, no problem. I'm not a superstar, but I can do it, and I can hang and hold my own. But swimming, it was like, I mean, I could swim in a lake, and I wouldn't drown or I was safe, but it was a totally different thing. So it was a challenge. So I started getting to that and working on that. And then in the middle of the summer, I just kind of got this wild hair, and I said, well, let me do just one of these triathlon training programs. Let's see what it's about.
Right. Yeah.
So I found one for an Olympic and did that, and hated the bike part of it because I didn't have a bike. So I was on the gym on a spin bike doing these bike workouts. So I finished it, and I really enjoyed it. Even though I didn't like the biking, I was like, I love the way all of this fits together. This is really awesome. And then, of course, so I was all jazzed up to get into it in 2020. Well, we all know what happened in 2020. So that kind of put a pause on it for me until 2021. In 2021, the summer, I did my first sprint. Um, it was okay. I still had a lot to learn. But yeah, that was kind of like the start. Went from a sprint to actually a 70.3 a couple of years later, and then that's kind of where I've lived. I've done an Olympic and a couple more sprints. Um, but yeah, that's how I got into it. The story of my first race kind of was just a little bit, oh, this is really hard. Especially on the run part. The sprint, it was a particularly hilly course, and I wasn't really ready for it. Um, but yeah, it's been it's like my thing now. I'm so glad. I talk to my friend all the time. She's kind of fallen out of it. Now she's trying to get back into it. But I've thanked her multiple times and said, I'm so glad you got me into this. Like, you're the reason why. Um, and of course with swimming too, I always thank her because that's something that like I will never, I don't think, I'm not a person who like I have to be good at things, like I got to be good at this. It's got to be the best or nothing. But I
Uh-huh.
can see that it's something that's always going to be incremental gains for me.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's how I got into it.
Yeah, I mean, it's perfect place just to enter a little sidebar here because the swimming piece has become a huge deal for you right now.
It has, yeah.
Obviously, yeah, I
It's
just
been a
read
lot.
this. I guess it was Sunday. You gave it another shot.
Oh, my triathlon club did this 125 by 50s challenge. They do it every year, evidently. Last year was my first year in the club. And so you just get in the pool 2 hours and 15 minutes and do as many 50s as you can on the minute. So this damn challenge, I've tried to do it twice now. The first time I ran out of time because I got called into work. I was on call. And then this second time, I was flowing, I was doing great. Like I wrote in my comment on Training Peaks, but then out of nowhere, a dude from the gym comes in and is like, "Oh, we got to shut down the pool. There's a maintenance issue. Sorry." And I was like, "Damn it, really?" So I'll get it done eventually. But it was feeling good, man. It's
Yeah,
feeling good.
yeah, it's because you've been dealing with some stuff,
Yeah,
and you really been focusing on the swim, and it's almost like I think you said, "Build me up. Let's do an Ironman swim training
I
program."
did.
And
Yeah, yeah,
I'll because you got a little injury. I mean, you can talk about whatever you want, but
yeah,
so you've been
yeah,
swimming, and we've been
yeah,
kind of building you up to do like an Ironman in the water,
yeah.
which has been you've been braced nicely, and you're trying to get back in with other stuff.
Yep, yep.
Um, so what I mean, you kind of already said, sort of what you love about the sport, and I was going to ask you about that, but like as you keep going, do you
Yeah,
have
no,
thoughts on that?
yeah, I do. I think it really is a lot about what you and Coach Robbie talk about on the pod. You've talked about it a couple times, like a lot about how when we were kids, but when you were a kid, you just get out and go. You play sports, you be out on your bike, be outside, just doing things and not really thinking about it. Just moving with your body and being active. And like Coach Robbie talks about his son a lot and how he's like amazed at how he's just going on his bike, then going sports and coming in and inside for 2 seconds worth of whatever, then back outside. And, getting into triathlon again, it's not like I was, you know, inside all the time in my adult life and then I was outside. I used to play in this is a whole sidebar, I'm gonna be brief, but I used to play competitive traveling kickball. And so
Okay.
that was it's ridiculous. But like I did that. So I was out, that was like a lot. That was my 30s, kind of like my mid to late 30s, but that was my thing. So I was outside, but like a lot of my working out was still inside in the gym, on the treadmill, lifting weights, doing hit type stuff. And then I think the most I ever ran back then was probably a mile, maybe a mile and a half. And so it was getting outside again, like getting on the bike, especially like I was that kid when I was little. My friends and I would get on our bikes and go out in the neighborhood and we'd be gone for hours at a time, and like I truly forgot like how much, I don't know, how much joy that
Right.
brings, and like just being out and like I like to my friend that I train with makes fun of me. He's very much data driven tech guy. I need my route in my bike computer and then I need to set up my watch for redundancy. He's an airline pilot, so it kind of makes sense. But
Mm.
like so he and I'll kind of switch off on rides. Like I'll plan one, he'll plan one, you know, and my rides, I look at a map and I write it. I have turns and everything. I have my piece of paper and he's like,
That sounds like my
he'll a he'll text me and he'll be like, "Hey, like what's the route for Saturday or whatever?" And I'll be like, I'll be sending these pictures of left here, right here. And he's like, "I don't know what this means." And I'm like, "Just follow me, it'll be fine." You know, but like that's what I love about it. It's got me outside. I talked about the way it fits together. I love how you can like, especially the way you structure your training program, which is a little bit different. I was using a trainer road before.
Mhm.
And so the structure of the week was just a bit different. But I love the way how you like, you know, kind of hammer it on the weekends, you know, and then that Monday is always like, you know, go do a swim and that you like, that you feel, you know, like that makes you feel good.
Mhm.
You know, it's just that refreshing tie-in again of like being able to go and work hard and then collapse back into something like the pool where you're still working, but like you're I don't know how to say it, just like getting all of the pain out from the weekend to
Right.
start fresh on like Tuesday or whatever. So yeah, the getting outside again like a kid and just the tie-in of all the activities is what I really love about it.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, it is because as a guy who's, in his 60s now, which just blows my mind every time I think about it, but it is one of those things you can keep doing, you know? Uh, it's like a more active golf, as you get older, and
right.
which I love golf, but it's just like, yeah, it's sort of like that extension of that youth, but you can do I mean, it's just so important to keep moving and how they invented triathlon is a great story in its own right, but it really
Oh yeah.
works, and it's just as we saw the woman who just did Kona and she was 80,
Yep.
it's like, okay. I mean, that it's really inspiring, in the sense of, people kinda can dip in and dip out of it, but they can get back into it and do it late in life, so I love what you're saying there, because that's really the essence of it is, it's just, I know a lot of people are, metric driven and all these kinds of things, and it definitely has its place, but, the essence is just yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. It is satisfying to get home from one of those long rides and look on Strava and be like, "Oh, I rode 50 miles. That's cool, and I was at this speed, and like I did this." I'm more concerned with like elevation than anything else. I think that's fun to look at, but like all in all, it doesn't matter that much to me, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, for me, it's always kind of been a longevity piece, as in, if I get too tied up in that, uh, I don't know. That's a whole 'nother topic, but,
yeah,
um, so lately well, we know what some of your challenges are
yeah,
now, but
yeah. No, we can get into that. Yeah, I mean, so I won't. Basically it's kind of I think I don't know, I say it's kind of funny because I think it's kind of funny. You know, I've been dealing with this. It's a nerve injury in my leg, and you're gonna love this in a way because you were exactly right. I haven't we haven't talked a lot about it, me and you, other than my training peak stuff. And I really found the source of it. And of course it is like you say, up in the hip. It's in my left hip.
interesting.
It was all bound up. And but I'm taking care of it. It's good. But like it really happened in June of 2023. So when it happened, it was on a run. I just didn't know what it was. I had a couple of medical people. I have a couple of friends who work in the medical field, and one of them said one thing, one of them said another. Wasn't something that really bothered me, but enough to just be like, I gotta shut it down, you know. But I kept kind of running on it, and I haven't had a race really where I've been able to put my all into the run portion of it since then.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, was it in your hip at that point?
I think it's driven from it didn't hurt at the hip,
Okay.
but what happened is something got bound up that my sciatic nerve got bound up in my hip, and it didn't really present itself there. It presented itself down in my lower leg. Because I guess your sciatica or your sciatic nerve comes down and it branches off in your lower leg, kind of at the knee area, into two large nerves and a bunch of little stuff. And those two large nerves were irritated. And then in the last 2 years, all they've gotten is more irritated.
Yeah.
So, and it cost me a DNF in 2024. I mean, I have a limited race experience, but I've never had to do that before. It was a bummer. So yeah, it's kind of been a challenge since I started trying to get more serious with the sport. But it's kind of refreshing in a way. I know it sounds weird. It's frustrating, but it's refreshing because I've had to do like a lot of the kind of stuff you guys talk about on the pod. I've had to problem solve, like I've gotten to learn what works for me in recovery, what doesn't, how I can work around it and still put in the work I need to do.
Mhm.
And I really developed like a gratitude and appreciation to like understand like I am feeling good today and I can go out and like kind of rip it off a little bit. So other than that, like I have a little bit of a challenge because it's just with my friend that I train with a lot. We're we're on the same. I'm faster than him on the bike. We're the same swim, but I will never be as quick as this guy on my feet. He's
Uh-huh.
6'1". He's a gazelle. Like he's run multiple marathons, half marathons, all kinds of things. And so I have to remind myself, especially with the data and like when we do races together and things that like I'm gonna come in and get into that transition area faster than him on the bike, but like
Right,
the
yeah.
moment he gets on that run course,
He's chasing
he's
you down.
yeah, I'm done. Or
You're
so
done.
I can't compete with him. And it was tough for me at first because I don't know, I've known him my whole life and I like athletically, like skill wise, I've always been the better athlete. Like all the sports we ever played together, but he's just that endurance person that one, he's got the body for it, and two, it's just is what he does. And
Mm.
he's a good runner. So that was a little challenging at first, but I'm past that. I run my race and do my thing, and I let him do his thing. And I kick his
Yeah,
ass on the and I kick his
yeah,
ass on the bike when we go on rides together, so it works out.
I mean, come on. You're a competitive kickball player. You got that, deep
Oh,
down.
shit, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah,
wanna
that was,
kick his ass, even though you came from, 'cause, that is a fact, people that come from endurance sports as younger just have an upper leg, but guys like you and me always just wanna take them down in
yeah.
some way, so it's always in there, I get that.
I
Um
do love I do love beating him on the bike because we have this, ongoing argument about whether to stand up or sit down on hills. And I'll sit most of the time, like, unless it's a particularly steep part and I think I need to, and he stands up the whole time, and he burns himself out. And then by the end of the ride, I'm, half a mile ahead of him. He's like, "Oh, I was just so tired." I'm like, "Huh, I wonder why." "No, no, stand up on hills." I'm like, "Okay, whatever, dude."
Well,
But,
I
it's
think it's
okay.
good training, to do that, but, sometimes I don't know if it's necessarily the best way to race, but, I think, yeah, it's good for your legs on some level, but I hear you, yeah. I mean, it definitely takes something out of you, but that's part of the fun too.
Oh,
What
yeah.
else we got here? What kinda things have you learned about
Um,
yourself? I mean, you've already
oh,
been kinda hitting on that a little bit, but
yeah, I think the main thing, is besides the kid, finding that joy of being a kid again, is like I enjoy the problem solving of I enjoy problem solving. I didn't really know I guess the flexibility is not the right word, but like, I like to have a plan and then I like when problems come up in the plan and I have to figure them out.
mm,
Like whatever, like, oh, you got in the pool, but oh shit, you don't have enough time as you thought. You kind of have to make up a workout and get in the work, or my schedule is busy. Like let's see, I can run after work this day, and then this day I can go this pool and do this thing, and then maybe I can go. I just like I like to be able to, because it's like you guys always talk about, like your training week is never going to be perfect. Something's going to come up, some scheduling issue. You're going to have to work around it, like in order to like hit if you want to hit everything or get the work in, I guess.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know that about myself. I didn't know I was such a planner, and I enjoyed it. I've always been an organized person, but like I like the planning, and then be like when something goes wrong with the plan, I enjoy pivoting. Um, and I also didn't think, I'm kind of amazed at the amount of work that I just want to keep putting in. I did learn last season, like, this first training with you, that like I was enjoying it so much that I was overdoing it because I was enjoying it.
Mm,
Like, it's like, and I'm not one of those people that's like, I'm not getting enough fitness, I gotta go do this afterwards. I'd like ride my bike to the gym and then go do a treadmill workout and then be like, man, I just want to keep going. Let's get on the stair stepper for a little bit. And I
right.
do that. And then I ride home. And like, that's great. But at the same time, it's like, whoa, like, let's not go crazy here. It's kind of just like a metering of the enthusiasm a little bit. And like, especially, like I say at my age, and I know I'm not super old, but like with the problems I've had with my lower half of my body and everything, I this coming season, or whatever training season, I guess, um, as I get back into and I start feeling better, I'm really gonna have to be careful. Um, can't just do whatever I want, even though I want to do it. I'm gonna have to be a little bit more.
Well, that's what I like about you, man. You got a good attitude about all that stuff. And I mean, sometimes I would look in Training Peaks and I'd have to like scroll down to see all the workouts or shit you were doing on that day.
Yeah,
It's like, he did what?
yeah,
He's still doing it. Stairmaster, whatever. Uh,
yeah,
that's all good, man. Yeah, but I mean, you always. I like you are. That's a good way to say it. You're say a super planner. You like to have a plan, but you're also kind of lighthearted about everything, and that's really fun to kind of deal. You're really quick to make a joke, I feel like, and
yeah. I mean, I think, and that's why I like the podcast too, because like, because I'm in that triathlon club here over in Portland, and like the people are nice, they're nice people, and everybody's enthusiastic, but like I can't talk about the minutia of the sport for that long. I think it's kind of ridiculous.
yeah,
But like, and you guys, and you and Coach Rob, you have that sense of like, we do this and we love it, but some of this shit is just absurd. Like, we're wearing these helmets and we're doing, like, we're riding a space bike. I call my triathlon bike my space bike.
yeah, all
But
right,
like, and I love that thing. I love that thing. But there is just an element of like, for me, like, as humans, we can take these things and just make them so serious and so crazy. Like when I used to play that traveling kickball, you would not well, you probably could believe just the level of this is a made up children's game. And you got dudes getting in fights and like national championships going on. And it was, yeah, it was, I don't know. So yeah, I got to take it with a humorous grain of salt. I just have to.
man. I feel like I want to get you back on and just have a whole kickball
Oh, I
interview.
could, we could talk. It's interesting, but I don't know. I am a national champ. My team did win the national championship 2 times,
Wow, yeah,
whatever that
for
means.
sure. We're gonna do that then. I'm gonna
Sure,
keyword kickball. Uh,
sure.
so what's going on, man? You got I know we got some, things going on over there, but with the
Yeah.
nerves, but what do you got?
Um,
You thinking about, or even if you're not anything planned really, but like
I have a couple. There's well, I don't know. I have it in Training Peaks. There's this ridiculous David Goggins thing I want to try to do, but
a
I'm not sure about
four
that one.
40 out.
It's one of those four. Have you heard of the 4x4x48?
Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I kind of mapped one of those out for myself that is it's like a it's not the original one was all running, and the one I did isn't. It's like, um, I did swimming. How did I do it? I think I structured it kinda like a race in a way. Like, I think I did swimming, then a biking, a bike trainer ride, then, like, a run walk, and then, like, a little strength thing, and then just looped it
Oh,
however
okay.
many times. I don't I think I can't remember how many workouts I got out of it. Anyways, I wanted to try to do one of those in February, but we'll see. I'm not going to do something stupid if I'm not feeling right. But as far as like triathlon stuff goes, there's a town in Central Oregon. It's like an outdoor sports town. It's called Bend.
Yeah.
Big ski town in the winter. A lot of stuff going on there in the summer too. There's a race. There's a local race company that puts on a it's like a 70.3, but the swim is modified to like 800 meters in a river. And then the mountain there's Mount Bachelor. So basically you ride up Mount Bachelor. I think it's 58 miles, and ride back down. And then you do a half marathon at the end. That's the race, the first race I'm aiming to do. That's in June. And then I'd like to go back to that 70.3 that I DNF'd back in 2024,
Mhm.
do that bastard and get that one knocked out.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Yeah, yeah. That's up here in Washington, kind of closer to Central Washington. And then I'd really like to do a full. I really would. I just if I can get the body right, I think it'd be awesome. It's just a matter of being ready for it. So yeah,
Yeah,
that's next year for
interesting,
me.
man. So, uh, that injury doesn't affect your kick pedal.
No, no, it's my left foot, so I'm
Okay,
right-footed.
but it's your
So it's
hi-hat pedal, is it?
that's hi-hat, yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel okay. Yeah, it used to look. I think it's getting a lot better, man. It really is. Like all of the, it used to kind of radiate from kind of my left butt cheek down, and now it's really centralized down towards my lower calf, and it's not bad.
So if it's
So
moving, I think that's a good sign. I mean,
yeah,
personally, if I have shit going on, if it starts moving, I'm like, "Okay, something's balancing."
yeah.
But I see you're going to acupuncture too. Is that,
Yeah, that's helping. I got back. I don't know why I stopped doing that in the first place. I started up. I don't know. I can't remember a couple years ago, and then I went, and then I stopped for. I don't know why I should. It was great. It was great for everything. So I started that again, and I found a really great. He's kind of like a chiropractor, physical therapist.
mhm,
It was recommended to me by a friend who had similar problems, and he's been really awesome.
okay.
Um, so I'm I see him about every 3 weeks now. Um, and yeah, he wants me to start run walking and after our next session, I think. So it's looking good.
That is good.
Yeah.
That's great, man. Alright.
Yeah.
I'm all about that. I'm excited to see you back in there and, feeling good, of course,
Yeah.
unless you're gonna just start swimming the English Channel
No,
soon.
no, man. Like I was saying in Training Peaks, like I think I don't know what I did. I think what happened is I think I slept weird, and then I had like some hard swim that day, and I was my like, left. It's always on the left side for me. Everything happens on the left side. Left shoulder, or not shoulder, and the neck, and then up into my back of my head was just awful last week, but it got better. Like swim on Sunday felt good.
Yeah.
Other one this week felt good. So I think that's passed.
That's isn't that the weirdest thing about shit like that? Like, I woke up 2 weeks ago and my whole back was, like, seizing up. I didn't do anything.
Well,
So, I'm
yeah,
like it's not about me. I'm just saying,
no,
like, I feel like as we get in a lot of these injuries or whatever, these weird things are just like tendons or muscles getting weirdly arranged in our body, and they're just kind of out of position or something.
yeah. No, I totally agree. Like,
or too much pressure on a nerve, like weird stuff like that.
yeah, yeah. I found just like one thing I did that really helped. Feel like a I feel like a old lady or weird old man or something, but like every my desk at work, and then actually right now here my desk at home, and then my little gaming center back
I
there.
was gonna
I
say,
have
been
what?
in those gaming chairs, man, with the like
Oh
the
yeah, yeah. No, I don't. I'm not that kind of gamer,
oh,
but that I have like a little footrest that I put my feet on that it helps take off the pressure from my legs, my like the backs of my legs where that's what the sciatica thing.
mhm,
That helped a lot. And then I got like a stand-up desk at work. I do that thing up and down. I'm fortunate at work to where I walk around a lot, so I'm not at a desk for longer than probably like 40 minutes at a time.
yeah,
But it's all I've and that's the kind of thing I was talking about with like the problem solving and just like trying to figure things out. Like I feel like it's a lot of little things that you can change, to get yourself feeling better or just make it that much better to where you can go do what you need to do. I don't think unless it's some huge injury where you need like a surgery or whatever, or you just really have to take it easy. It's like you kind of just look and be like, well, if I tried this, this, and this, maybe this combination of little things will help it along. Um, and it's just the realization too, like you're not gonna feel better instantly. Like you're gonna have to work at it.
yeah.
Um, I feel like a lot of people I know that get hurt, they just like, well, I went to physical therapy and it didn't help. It's like, dude, did you do the exercises? Did you do the exercises when you
Yeah,
were supposed to do them and for the duration? I mean, there's no easy fix.
yeah. No, I know. I'm constantly amazed at the stuff you can get through, but yeah, it's just it happens overnight, but it's probably been building up for a long time, and then you wanna fix it overnight, and it just doesn't happen, but, yeah, I like the way you've been going about it and the attitude you've taken to it and everything, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Again, thanks for your time. I think
Sure.
good stuff in there, and, it's really a pleasure working with you, and, I look forward to seeing you back and healing up,
No,
and
I'm excited, man. I appreciate the coach having a coach because I think I mentioned I used to do all my I used to just put in all the shit on in trainer road and it would spit me out a program and it just worked for what it was, but like having the interaction has been amazing and just the advice and like I feel like I really I think you and I kind of similar philosophy with everything. We
yeah,
want to do it. It's a feel, it really resonates with me whenever you say on the pod or like we're talking like a feel, like it's a feel thing, like pressure feel on the pedals, pressure feel in the water, like getting that and being able to just like stay there. I think, especially on the bike, where it's like you gotta find, if you're gonna ride for a long time and you're gonna be consistent and consistency too. Like if you can find that where it's pressure, but it's not like pressure that's just wearing you out, that little balance. It resonates with me. The philosophy that you have resonates with me. So I appreciate that.
it's good to hear, man. Well, I enjoy it. I enjoy going back and forth with all kinds of things with you and everything, so thanks again, man. I'm gonna end it up here, but hang on.